Heyo! Welcome to another episode of the Best Friends to Discuss podcast. I'm your host, Mike, with my co-host,
Brad.
and we are having issues today.
It is half bullshit today.
Yeah, half bullshit today.
Half bullshit.
Oh, man, half bullshit day.
You're right, though. Everything goes great for some days
Uh-huh.
and then just goes to shit. Like all of a sudden. All of a sudden.
All of a sudden.
I'm not very happy right now.
Yeah, I can tell. You put a lot of money towards this podcast, and for it to work 90% of the time. If we record 9 times out of 10, everything goes fine.
Yeah.
Everything's great. Audio isn't cutting out, whatever. But when it is that 10th time where everything goes to shit, it really goes to shit.
Yeah.
We had audio that was cutting out and in several different times where that episode was unusable. Or there was the fact that audio wasn't even going through the mics into the mixer, into the computer. Or what's happening today is the way we usually show our webcam isn't the way we're showing our webcam. We have the webcam.
And nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed.
You bought a new game. That's about it. But we
Damn you, Isaac.
are currently in full screen instead of the usual widescreen. And I don't know if the quality has dropped.
We're going old school, like 80s movie style here.
Yeah, you can see my knees. Oh, dude, look at those. Look at that muscle. That's how you know I'm fucking working out. I'm sorry. So yeah.
I feel like I have like this huge shadow on my face.
I'll be right back.
Hey. That might be a little bit better.
Is that better?
Yeah, you got a glare in your glasses now, but
Fuck. All right, that's fine. We'll just listen, man. It's only a half bullshit
it's a
day.
give and take. Give
Yeah,
and take.
so we'll take it because I'm pretty sure the webcam wasn't showing up, our audio wasn't showing up, and I was like, well, Brad, how about you open up Audacity, another recording thing that we used to do, just to make sure that it's OBS, the program, messing up and not our
The
entire
computer.
setup. So Brad opens up Audacity, starts a new file, hits record. It's not even recording.
Nothing.
It just freezes up, and I'm like, all right, so it's everything.
Yeah, it's everything.
Cool. But all right. So in the webcam, you can see a little bit more of the ceiling, and you can see a little bit more below our belts. So you know that
We have legs.
we have legs. I have great knees. So, but you know what? With how today's been, it started off great. We've had a great day. But because of this half bullshit, we figure we'll just take it nice and easy. We'll just do some questions, get over and done with. And then Dairy Queen, Blizzards, sponsor us. You know, get Brad his Mountain Dew Blizzard.
As long as it's not bullshit.
As long as it's not bullshit. So, all right. All right. So, once again, I have questions that I've written down that I'm going to ask you. And we're just going to talk and chat and have a good time. Ready?
Yeah.
What are some of your pet peeves? Starting off strong. Because, so if I remember right, you've mentioned how people drive.
Oh, absolutely.
But what are some other like pet peeves that say like I do or your kids do or just people in general?
I think I've told you my biggest one is people pleasers.
Okay.
People that tell you the answer they think you want to hear.
I agree.
Oh,
Okay. Anything else?
that is probably my biggest one.
Okay.
I mean, part of me just wants to say people in general.
What? No. You? No, I don't think so. That doesn't even sound like you.
Yeah, it's basically just shit people do.
I mean, yeah, that's
Just
what
people.
pet
Just
peeves
people.
are. Okay.
Just people.
Pet peeves, people.
People.
Okay. One of mine, one of the things that grinds my gears, and I blame it on my mom and my grandma, is when I'm pushing a cart at a store. I hate it when people grab the end of it and they steer the cart for you. And I'm like, what am I even doing
Never
on this
have
end?
kids. Never have kids.
Oh, I know. I know that's going to be a huge thing. But and that's what like my mom did with us kids was we would hold on to the handle. She would go grab whatever groceries and guide us along as we're just like hanging on the handle, just messing around. But doing that when I was like 15, I was like, stop it.
Yeah.
Like, I will push the cart. I will look out for you. So one of the things my grandma hates was she's like, just don't run me over. Don't clip my ankles. And I was like, I'll pay attention. Don't worry. It's only happened like a handful of times. Can I borrow your hands? Yeah, like that many times. Whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was one of my biggest pet peeves. Also getting interrupted was another one of my biggest.
Oh, I know.
Oh, I know you know.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. We take advantage of our pet peeves. So, all right. So that was a low ball,
Softball.
softball. Have you ever wanted to be a feared man? So, kind of background on why I thought about this was I was watching not only like The Sopranos, but I was also watching like Oz and The Wire, and they all had people that were like they were feared, but like Tony Soprano, he was a mob boss that people like you just didn't cross him, and if you did, you got fucked up. Same thing with The Wire, you know, you had like Idris Elba's character, and it's just another one of those things where it's like people knew who Stringer Bell was, and they knew like this was his corner. You don't fucking mess with his corner. So I just was curious if you ever wanted to be basically a feared man where in your city, and it could be, you know, small as big as New York, small as like I don't know, a small city.
Good job.
Thanks. And just everybody knows your name. Like to the extent of if you're walking down the street, two things could happen. They cross the street because they just don't want to cross your path, or they like come up to you and just like praise you and like want to kiss your rings and like give you gifts. So, have you ever wanted to be a feared man?
I mean, I feel like there's a small part of everybody that wants to have that a little bit.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'm a feared man.
no, you're not.
Okay, well.
Sorry, Mike.
Yeah, no, it's
Sorry.
just my crippling nicety.
Like, if I was to be feared, I'd want it to be like John Wick.
Okay. Like
That's
a Baba Yaga?
yeah.
What would your name be? Like John Wick has Baba Yaga, which just means the boogeyman. What would your like give me some Latin, because I know you know some Latin. Give me some Latin of like of a feared man. What is your Latin name?
I don't know.
What's fear in Latin?
You know how long it's been since I've taken Latin? I have no idea.
All right. Well,
I have
no help.
no idea.
I was gonna.
Now, as a joke, what my Latin name was,
Uh-huh.
that would be a bad one. But I usually went by like sacre, like sacred. So I could see something like that.
Ooh.
But I would hate to be praised. I'd hate to be that guy that you come up and want to like just worship their feet. Like, no.
Hear me out, right? Carpe means seas. Seas sacre or carpe sacre. Seas the sacred.
Or like seize the light.
Seas the light would be a good one too. I'm just saying that I was thinking like what's fear in Latin, and then you could just have carpe seize the fear.
Yeah.
But that you didn't deliver. So.
I'm sorry.
But so when you took Latin,
Uh-huh.
everyone chose like a Latin name.
Yeah.
What were some of the good ones?
I don't remember. I don't think anybody really had a good one, because when you choose your name in Latin, like at first, like you don't know any good words.
Uh-huh.
Like it's all like as simple as it can be.
Right.
So like people are picking like agricola, which is like farmer.
It sounds cool.
Yeah.
But I guess it makes sense because like what's
Like
the word?
Agricola.
So
It's
like,
agriculture. Yeah.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Yeah, most words like that are.
When I took French and got to high school, my so first year of French, I chose Caesar as my French name, and immediately my teacher was like, "Ah, Caesar salad," and so I was Caesar salad, was my name. And then when we got to the second year of French, we grouped up, and that was our family, and so we had to come up with a last name, and we picked Klaxon, which so Caesar Salad Klaxon, which Klaxon just means bell or dinner bell or something, and so I was literally Caesar Salad Bell. I was a salad bell. So
That's so much worse than Taco Bell.
I mean, it is, but
So much worse.
But I mean that's just one of those things. Like I remember when I picked my name, they just had a list, right? And so like me being Mike, you know, I saw Michelle. Michelle, you know, in French is just Mike, right? And I didn't want to go with just being Mike, so I wanted to choose my own name. And going through the list, you know, people would pick like Pierre and Jean Paul and you know stuff like that. I was like, I don't want to just do that. I want to go with something cool. So I went with Caesar. I was like, cool. And then my teacher was just like, oh, Caesar salad. And I'm like, fuck. But you know the personality I have.
You said Caesar, and I'm thinking like, are you sure you weren't picking Latin names? Because I'm thinking like Julius Caesar.
Right. And that's where my mind went. But nope, my teacher went salad, and I was like, couldn't go Caesar Palace? No? Okay. Caesar Palace Klaxon? It just doesn't have the same ring, you know, Caesar Salad. I even wrote that on most of my papers was Caesar Salad Klaxon. So, you know, whatever. Yeah, just anyway.
Oh, you know what?
What?
I can think of my second year name, which was
Cheese Whiz.
Pungax.
Pungax?
Pungax.
What does that mean?
Fight or fighter.
Oh.
That was my second year name.
So Carpe Prigax. What did you say? I'm blacked out.
Pungax.
Pungax. So Carpe Pungrax.
King.
It's you know what's weird? I like say the word again.
Pungax.
Pungax. I nail it, and then I go Carpe.
Pungrax.
Yeah, I just like once the word has left, it doesn't come back.
So I've screwed up like on like for like characters' names in games. Like I've gone to put that in because a lot of my character names that I'll put in are just like Latin words, right? Or derivatives of them.
Right.
But I put in Pugnax.
Oh,
Because that's all it is switching the N and the G.
Right. I just picture a little pug holding an axe, and it just reminds me of like a exploding kittens card, you know?
Pug and
Like,
axe.
Yeah, pug and axe. Come on down
That's
to
a
Pug and-
Munchkin card right there.
Yeah, a Munchkin card or like a Rick and Morty shop. Like,
Yeah.
like come on down to Pug and Axe where we got all your pugs and axes.
Yeah.
Stupid. Also, I gotta remember, you can see below my waist. As I'm here, like bouncing my leg.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I would like to be feared.
you would like to be
I
a
would like to
feared
be feared.
man. What disadvantages would you have? That-
More enemies.
More. Okay.
More enemies.
That's fair, but carpe diem. That's the only real Latin I know.
E pluribus unum?
What? Say again.
That's at least on our money. Come on now, buddy.
Oh, right. It means trust the government. Illuminati tells all. Why does this keep going to the bottom of my fucking questions? All right. Let me get
Because your phone's about as prepared as my computer system right now.
Yeah, you're right. All right. What would you change about yourself?
Oh, we're going deep here, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
Yes.
more outgoing with the ladies.
Yeah, we've often, talked that you kind of like Gage, right? Gage, you and Gage, you guys need liquid courage to really.
Oh, I
go for it.
absolutely need liquid courage.
Where
I am way more reserved.
you would say, like, for me, I just go for it, and I mean I'm sober 24/7. So I have to go for it if I really want it.
I mean, you don't have to.
Well,
You,
I have morals and virtues.
I'm curious on what yours would be.
On what I would change about myself? Oh, small. You know what? It's one of those things that I was going to go for the joke. Then I was like, nope. Friends and family will listen to this. And really saw myself like, I really need to just go for the joke, really. So, man.
Really?
What?
Do you have to?
Oh, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. Oh no, but
He's
he's coming over
around to
here. I
your
don't want him.
side. He's gonna come right between us. Oh, he surprised me.
Dodged a bullet.
Don't give him attention.
I would probably say one of the things I would like to change is to not overthink stuff. Like I get inside my head a lot of times. So for example, and I've brought this up a lot more recent because I just started a new job. And I've been telling people that, like, starting this new job, I'm not doing the same thing I've done in the past, which is when I start a new job, I get inside my own head thinking about, like, oh, well, what happens if I don't like the job? What happens if this, that, and the other? And I get so worked up that I end up just going, I don't want the job, or I can't, or I think I can't handle the job, but basically, like, I don't know about you, Brad, but for me, I basically just have to get over the first, like, 2 weeks of anxiousness and anxiety, and just, like, because I hate starting a new job and learning a new thing from scratch, because I would just love to jump forward in time 3 to 6 months where I know the answers to stuff and I don't have to constantly ask people for that. And that's one of the things I hate. And so but for this new job, it honestly, like, I wasn't as worried as I was in past jobs. So for example, like Bed Bath and Beyond.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Am I
You've already said it before. We've all said it.
okay? So for that company, I the first 2 weeks for me, especially with me new people, learning a new job, it was fairly stressful. Like I get stressed, but I don't show it. Like almost nobody can tell when I'm stressed, and that's a great gift that I have. But for me, it's honestly one of those things where I think about it and I think about it, and what sucks is I'm constantly with my brain, and so I just mull it over.
Well, yes, usually you are.
Yeah, I mean sometimes, but I just continuously mull it over and just go, what happens if I mess this up? What happens if I do this? What happens if so and so doesn't like me and I have to like work with them on, every time I work a shift, and stuff like that. When I start a new job, I automatically think people don't like me, and it's my job to make them like me. But then again, I do have such an outgoing personality that I'm able to basically just mesh well with literally anyone I work with, and that is such a good gift that I have. Our first fucking interaction was me raising my arms in the air and going roar to you. So
Yep.
it just, and look at us now.
I know. It's crazy because that first interaction, I looked at you and was like, this guy's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, and then
Why'd we hire this guy?
Yeah, and then we chatted, and you're like, wow, this guy's really funny, but what a fucking idiot. So yeah, I would just say not overthink stuff and not get inside my own head. Sometimes like it makes it hard to sleep when I have so much going inside my head, and that's when I get weird bouts of my insomnia. So, but whatever, I hate sleep anyway. So that's at least one thing. I mean, there's many things. There was my joke answer that I'm not going to go follow through with. So yours is more confident with talking to the opposite sex, I guess.
Yeah, the ladies.
The ladies.
The ladies.
Anything else?
Honestly, that's probably about it.
Is there something that you would never change? Your people skills?
Something I would never change. That is something everybody else would love me to change. The only thing I would say I would never want to change is the ability to let things go and pretty much never stress.
Gotcha.
Like I have that opposite ability. Like when I start a new job, it does not faze me at all generally.
Right.
Like I can walk in and even if I'm like, oh my God, this is hard. As soon as I walk out that bit, I'm like, none of this shit matters. And I do not care, which is especially working retail. I laugh like when I get on like Twitter or Reddit and all these people are like, I had this Karen and she yelled at me and I started crying. I'm like, why were you crying? Like, this is a stranger that has nothing to do with your life. Let it go.
Yeah.
Like it has nothing to do with you.
Yeah, you are very good about that. And you're a very easygoing person because of that. My phone agrees. I am also a very easygoing person, and but again, I just get inside my own head, and so for me, like obviously I wouldn't change my personality because, like I said, I mesh well with pretty much anyone I meet. If you don't like me when you first meet me, give me 2 months, I can change that easily.
Or you're a psychopath.
Or I just kill them.
I was talking them not liking you, not you being the psychopath.
Oh, they have to like me. But so I agree. So this new job I started, actually doing the job, I found it actually very easy, and I wasn't as like inside my own head. But it was after I would get off work and I would start, going down a path of like, I'm just driving in my car and just thinking, oh, that's a mistake. And so one of the things is I had to get like handgun certified, and I've shot. I went through hunter safety and stuff, but I had to get handgun certified. Shoot at a target, get a certain amount of rounds. And the person I was with, he asked me if I was nervous, and the day before I was like, kind of not necessarily nervous, but like I was just thinking about it, mulling over, and just remembering the lessons we went through, the training, actually, handling the firearm itself, making sure I do all the right steps, safety wise, pointing the barrel away, finger not on the trigger, make sure, clear the slide, make sure the round ejected and everything. And then, so when we actually went and fired, the guy asked me if I was nervous, and I was like, no, actually not at all. And he was like, I am very nervous. He ended up
It's like, yeah, I'd be very nervous looking at you firing too.
well, yeah, I don't do the dumb thing and just go, what? Who's talking to me? But yeah, so, and I would like to think that I did fairly well on the thing. I got the bare minimum that I needed. But I also started to not necessarily get cocky, but I purposely went for certain shots, like a headshot or whatever kind of thing. But so whatever.
Cocky. Gotcha.
Shut up. Okay. What do you think I think about you? That tripped you up? So what do you think I think about you? What do you think? How do you think I perceive you as a person, or however you want?
I honestly do not know. Like, I could like throw things out there, but then again, you know me well enough that I don't think you would think that way, where I think other people would.
Gotcha. I'm just saying me personally. Like, we've been friends for 3 years, going on 4.
I mean, honestly, it would go down to like the generic of like reliable friend willing to help out anybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, pretty spot on right there. I mean, it is fairly generic,
Yeah.
but I mean, I think so. Here's what I think. I think you're a tough worker. You, when you set your mind to something, you get it done. You don't ever ask for help, but when it's offered, you will gladly take it, even if that person doesn't even do too much. Like, I'm not saying me, but I mean, it's more about the company you keep. Like, you are okay with doing 100% of the work while someone else is just hanging out with you, cracking jokes. You are okay with that.
Yeah.
Super hard worker. You, let's see. I feel like I'm just backtracking on myself already. I mean, yeah, reliable, you already know all this, but I wasn't sure if you had a different perspective of what you think I would think of you.
No.
Okay.
I really don't.
Okay.
Like, all of that stuff I could easily see.
Yeah. Okay.
Like what other people would think of me.
Uh-huh. People pleaser.
Said no one ever. I could see them being more like dark person, doesn't care about anybody.
See, and that's very interesting, is if someone were to meet you firsthand, they would probably think that. But getting to know you, like, you are a very kind person. Like,
I just put up that roadblock.
I would say you're a very kind person, but you also don't bend over backwards. So, and you care logically, I would say. So, for example, like we were talking about chivalry, right? Like 2 weeks ago. And we were talking about how, obviously, hold open a door for your significant other. You go that extra step to show some chivalrous. And we were talking about how we both agreed that it's stupid that, say there's a rain puddle, for the guy to take off his jacket and put the jacket on the rain puddle for the ladies to step over. We both think that's stupid.
Yeah, just carry her.
Yeah, pick her up. I think that's way more not only romantic, but chivalrous, is to just sweep her off her feet and you go through that puddle, your feet get wet, her feet don't, even though it's raining, but whatever.
But still,
semantics.
Your feet getting wet is so much better than your whole damn upper torso because you put your jacket down there.
Yeah. So I think I would say you care logically. Like you wouldn't necessarily give the shirt off of your own back, but you would be like, well, how about this? I could just go to Walmart and get you a $10 shirt.
Yeah.
If I give you my shirt, I also don't have a shirt, and then I also have to ask someone for a shirt, or I have to go in Walmart and it's a no shoes, no shirt, no service kind of thing. So
yeah, just cut out the middleman.
So I would say you think logically about caring. So, what do I think you think about me?
And now I'm confused.
So you're my enemy of my enemy of my friend. Think that one through. What do I think you think about me? I think you think me think that
we think
how we think that I care too much and I put too much faith into people, but even though they can let me down, I will still go the extra mile to do right by them and other things. I am also reliable and
all those other generic things that have been said.
Yeah, pretty much flirtatious.
That's the one thing I wouldn't say.
You don't think I'm flirtatious? Oh, I'm telling you, man. My days at Hastings, I was flirting with some cuties.
If you are, you have the worst timing ever.
I have horrible timing. I really do.
Yeah. That's the one thing you should fix about yourself. You should put that one up on your list.
Give me an example of bad flirtatious timing. I will say there are times that I've been oblivious.
This is live, right?
We may have to talk after. Yeah. I mean, I will say I've been oblivious to some of the
I'm absolutely oblivious. Like to a fault, which is horrible.
It is pretty bad.
Even my ex was just like, she came up one day because we used to work together, and she was like, "What did those girls say?" I was like, "They were wondering about this, this, and this." And she was like, "They were hitting on you," and I'm like, "Oh, they were?" Like, didn't cross my mind. Like, just oblivious. Like, I can't tell.
Can
which
I
is
go on my
another
lunch break?
horrible thing right now. I'm like, shit, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm pretty sure I've told the podcast, and I'm pretty sure I've told you that at my first job, there was this really cute girl. Man, I really wish I would have talked to her some more. But anytime she came up, I was of course giving my good customer service, and that's the biggest thing, is that it's my customer service that blinds the advances for me. Is I just think that people are reciprocating what I am telling them of giving my good customer service. And so when I have there was this lady who came in about my age, and anytime she came in, I was super friendly. We would spend after I've already checked her out, and also bringing up her stuff. we would spend another like 3 to 5 minutes, chatting until, another customer came up and I was like, whatever. And one day she asked me what I was doing after work, and I was like, oh, my aunt's picking me up with my cousins, and we're going to go do like a day trip to McCall or whatever. And she was like, oh, cool. And it just like left.
Missed the mark.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. To this day, 110%, she was absolutely asking me what I had going on in case I wanted to, like, I don't know, go get food, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
ruined it, man.
Damn it.
Ruined it.
Flat out, women, just be more forceful. Because honestly, we're dumb as shit.
Sometimes.
I'm
yeah.
just saying, men in general, dumb as shit.
Yeah.
You gotta spell that shit out for us.
I mean, yes. And also, I would say, from my experience alone, again, getting inside my own head, I sometimes overthink I overthink stuff, but I feel like I'm reading some of the signals wrong.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and that's another thing is like, I'm like, are you being nice to me to be nice to me? Or are you being nice to me because you like me? Oh, you're running away. All right, okay, bye. There was going to be another question. Let me ask you this, Brad. Separate thing. I already had preloaded questions, but whatever. Do you think it's all right for a girl to ask a guy out?
Absolutely.
Let me go a step further. Do you think it's all right for a girl to propose to a guy?
Yeah.
Okay. I agree.
I mean, you fucked up, guy. Like, obviously, if she's at that point, like, you should know by then.
Right. I will say, two of my friends, she proposed to him, and he said nothing. If I remember in the video, he said nothing, walked away, went into the house, came back out, and then proposed to her. And so it was a double propose. It's the cutest fucking shit ever. It was adorable. He was just like, oh my gosh. And then just went and grabbed his own ring. And
She's standing there the whole time going, wait, is that a no?
yeah. If I remember right, they had their family there, like both sides were there for like a barbecue or whatever, and they were all watching as she got down on one knee and proposed to him, and he just says nothing, goes back into the house, comes out, proposes, and I'm just like, that's so cute. I love it. They're such a good couple. They deserve each other. But yeah, I'm totally fine with it. I don't see it as like a taboo thing. If anything, at this point, it's outdated. That it's expected, or a majority of people assume guys should do that.
Yeah.
So,
come on, women, you're equal.
yeah.
Equality.
Honestly. Because I think we've talked about this before, like guys who ask women out, I feel like it's like a shot in the dark almost. Like maybe 2 out of 10 times it actually works. They just like, I'm good, maybe not. You think that number's higher?
No, I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, okay. Where I bet you anything, and I'm pretty sure this is real, that most times that if a woman asks the guy out, it will be a higher chance.
Oh, absolutely.
Higher chance.
Absolutely.
So, but sometimes sometimes the guy is also not interested, and that's just one of the things where I think guys are a little bit better at rejection than the other sometimes, but it also depends on the person. Anyway, I'm rambling. Next question. Do you think it's okay to murder a murderer?
Yes.
Go on.
There's no need to go on. Like, yes.
So
this is the same reason I believe in the death penalty. Like, yes, you can murder a murderer.
So
especially like depending on what they've done or how many people like they've done it to, you could in essence be saving more lives than what you're taking. Are you still making sure?
Yeah, I'm paranoid inside my own head. So okay, let me break this down into a couple of scenarios, right? So death row. Yay, nay, yay, right?
Yeah, I'm fine with
What
capital
happens
punishment.
if like you found out your neighbor just got out of prison and is a murderer? Do you think it's okay for you to go over there and murder him?
No.
Why not?
Well, you just said he got out of prison, which meant he did serve his time. So I do believe in a due process system. So
Okay.
if you've served your time, good for you. Like it's time for you to get reintegrated back into society.
I'm trying to think of why I came up with this question.
Watching too much Oz.
I mean, yeah, probably, but it was. I feel like it was something like fairly horrific. Like, what about a child killer, right? Like, he killed a kid, went through the system, like you said, and he came back into society. Do you think it's okay to then go murder a child murderer?
Like I said, it probably not, especially with like due process. Most states, you look at like murder, and I say most because sometimes there's always exceptions, but you're looking at like 25 to life that you're getting. So you get 20, 25 years in prison, and you're 45 when you kill somebody. Oh, goody. Now you're like 60, 70 when you're getting out. Okay, cool. Like the chance that now a kid can overpower you is a hell of a lot greater.
All right. I think I came up with a scenario that I think tied into that was what happens if the guy is like it's you are so certain he did the crime, he murdered someone, but on a technicality he got out of it, didn't serve jail time, but you know for almost, I don't want to say 100%, because if it was 100%, he would be in jail. But it's like 98, 97% sure. You are sure that this person murdered someone. But on a technicality, because, planted evidence somewhere just to, get that extra like 3% or whatever, like something happened, the guy got off, served no jail time. Do you think it's okay for you to then go kill him?
To just
Like,
cut him right
yeah,
there.
like
Let him bleed like a stuck pig.
like pug axe, fucking axe. Rick and
Like-
Morty, contact us.
Like for me to do it, or just in general.
just in general.
In general,
Yeah.
yeah, I have no problem with them dying.
Okay.
I personally wouldn't do it
Right.
unless it was something too close for home.
Gotcha. Like one of your kids' friends got murdered or something like that.
Or one of my kids.
Well, I mean,
I'm flat out just, I don't care. I'll kill 10 innocent people just to get to the one guilty person at that point.
sounds like a Liam Neeson movie. So I guess here's another like sub question, because I spend a lot of time on Reddit some days, and I've seen like a sexual predator where he has to sign up, saying like, hey,
The registry in that.
yeah. And I saw a video of a guy who beat the shit out of one of them because the guy waved to his daughter. Like, I don't know if it was like a friendly, like, hey, I'm your neighbor wave, or it's like a, Hi. How's it going?
From behind the bush with his binoculars
I got
and his
candy.
pants down.
Yeah. And the guy like beat the shit out of him, and I don't know if there was any legal ramifications, but basically the guy put the fear of God into him. Do you think that's okay?
I mean, in general, just for a wave? No. You can't just beat the shit out of somebody just because they waved.
So I don't remember if it was a wave or if like he was talking to his daughter or what, but something happened that transpired to this guy to go over to across the street to his neighbor and just start pounding his face into the dirt. I don't remember what the incident was.
I would need to know the provocation at that point.
Okay. We'll just move on.
Yeah.
Okay. This one has always thrown me. What are your thoughts that people can hold themselves hostage?
What?
Do you not know about
What?
this? So, this is a real thing. At least I think it's a real thing. I've seen it in plenty of movies, but I'm pretty sure this is a real thing. That like, say you're robbing a bank, okay, and you walk out and you put a gun to your head, and a cop is like talking you down, right? And you're like, "Don't come any closer, or I'll blow my own brains out." They listen to you, like stop, put the gun down, or we're gonna shoot. Oh, I fucking dare you to, like.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Self-harm, basically.
Yeah.
To get out of a situation.
Uh huh.
Oh, okay.
That people can straight up just hold themselves hostage, and it's one of those. It's always one of those lines that makes me laugh, where it's like, you put the gun down, or we're gonna shoot. Like, what are you gonna do? Put the knife down, or I'm gonna,
I understand why they don't do anything. For one reason, you don't know if they're just gonna like turn the gun on you.
Right.
So you need them to put down the gun.
Right.
And so I can understand that aspect, but at the same time, it's almost more one of those like, all right, so I'm going to walk forward and just like, I'm going to arrest you. If you try to point that gun at me, these 12 guys are going to shoot you. If you shoot yourself, that's not on me. You did it to yourself, but otherwise I'm going to come arrest you. Like, who cares if he's going to shoot himself? That's their own personal decision.
I think it's also been done with like a knife, like the knife to the throat, where it's just like, I'm gonna do it.
Okay, same thing. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I just, it's one of those things that when it happens, you're always just
tase
like,
'em.
It's just one of those things that I always find funny, that in a society that's a thing, where it's like, put your gun, or don't shoot me, or I'm gonna shoot myself. Like, don't do it, or I'm gonna do it for me. Like, it's just, it's such a back-ass words kind of thing. It kind of reminds me of if a robber breaks into your house and they get injured, they can sue you.
That is the most bullshit thing ever.
It is the most bullshit thing. So if he breaks a window and gets cut breaking the window, he can sue you.
Yeah, any jurisdiction that's like that that's bullshit.
It's stupid. Because here's always my argument is if you didn't break that window, you wouldn't have cut your arm.
Yeah.
So why am I getting, you caused this situation, but because it happened on my property, that's what happens?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with like people who like break in through the air ducts, and then they like the ceiling collapses and they fall through and they break their arm. They can sue you, but it's like, what were you doing on the roof in my air ducts? That's private property. It blows my mind that we allow that.
Well, what's even dumber is the fact that we hold personal, like, people accountable for, like, their own personal property. But if that same thing was to happen at, like, a bank or, like, a federal building, the government would not be held liable.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very stupid.
Yeah.
Like,
so why are we holding one group accountable but not the other?
Yeah. And I could see like I'm over at your house currently. If I fell and broke my ankle, you know, I could sue you. But that's because
I'd just shoot you first.
all right, moving on. God. I feel that really made me feel like a horse. You know, like
Oh, I gotta put him down.
as you put a gun to my skull, I just go nay. All right. Would you ever like some childlike wonder back into your life?
I mean, I don't know what does that mean?
Do you not know what that means? So
Like, just amazed at stuff? Because there's still things like out there that could amaze you.
right.
The problem is we have more logic now. Like, going to outer space would probably amaze most people. Like, that would be like an amazing, like, childlike wonder type thing. But seeing how, like, water boils is not amazing because I'm not 2 years old and I understand how science works. Like,
right. So I guess it's more of like viewing through children's eyes.
no, I don't want to be that dumb again.
Not necessarily dumb, but like
You got to be that dumb to get that amazed. Read Reddit.
I'm trying to think of what I was watching that made me think of this. That basically it was one of those moments when the child is like, "Wow, that's awesome!" Like it could be like something that makes you go towards that. Like kind of like my cousin, super into dinosaurs. Like ever since he was like 3, he wanted to be a paleontologist, right? And it's just one of those things that anytime he talks about dinosaurs or looks at the pictures of dinosaurs, he's just like, wow, that's awesome. Like learning new facts about like a Stegosaurus or T-Rex or, you know, those are like the 2 dinosaurs I know.
I'm pretty sure Spencer told you a few other ones.
You're right. He did. I don't remember. I know Brachiosaurus.
He's failed you, Spencer. He's failed you.
I know the Velocipastor. Look up that movie. Don't. Trust me. But yeah, just the like, I guess amazement was probably a good way to put it, but just that like, whoa.
No,
You don't want anything like that?
no. Like, I would love to be amazed, but it would take crazy things at this point in order to like amaze me because I understand stuff. So in order for me to get to that point where I'm getting amazed again, I either need technology to reach that point where it's like, wow, we have actually cloned dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
That would be an amazing thing.
Right.
Or I'm just too dumb to not understand that crap. And the more likely option would be to revert down to stupidity. And no, I would not want to do that. So, no. I do not want that childlike amazement.
Oh, I guess what about like looking in awe of something like say lightning, like a huge lightning storm comes by and just looking at awe and just going, wow, this is very awesome. And would that be the adult equivalent, I guess? Or like maybe seeing like the Blue Angels fly, you know, seeing them do tricks in planes and stuff like that. Would that, like, even though you know that it's just jets, but it's awesome to see, you know, them do very precise movements and stuff, like would that give you the closest thing to a child?
Not unless I was in that plane.
Okay.
Maybe my inner child's dead.
It's been dead for a while, buddy. Probably.
I don't doubt it.
I honestly, I'm trying to think of what movie I'm pretty sure it was a movie or a TV show where it just had that child, like, just, whoa. But I don't remember.
I think the only other way that it could happen would everything goes to shit. So I recently like rewatched Zombieland, right?
Mm-hmm.
And once you're in like this dystopian like nightmare type situation, like when they go to like the amusement park, because it's like they haven't seen an amusement park in like years. Like there's no people. Then I guess there's a bit of an amazement, but no, I don't really want it back.
You know what? You're I think you nailed it. Because so I've seen Sweet Tooth on Netflix. And it's basically a kid growing up in a dystopian land where he's part animal, part human.
Yeah.
And he's discovering new things, and he's just like, oh, whoa, look at this. And so it's just that excitement, for certain things that,
if I want excitement, I'll just go to the roulette table.
Hey, man, that could be it, I guess. Fucking weirdo. All right. What's one of the greatest things you've taught your kids or someone else? So you very much have gone into a dad mode recently, right? Of you're replacing tile, you're doing home renovations. I think at one point you just wore the same clothes. I mean, they were different clothes, but the same.
Yeah, because I got like
style.
work shirts that like they were just like, we're just giving these away for free. So I had like 7 of them. So I'm just wearing the same shirt every day basically because I got like 8 pairs of them. Yeah.
You've kept your facial hair grown out. You haven't shaved, which I told you, dude, you should shave the beard, but leave the mustache into like a handlebar, like just like everybody's dad.
Yeah.
So, but you've gone into really dad mode, and I feel like you teach some very good lessons. And I wonder if is there a lesson you've taught your kids or someone else that you would like the Best Friends Discuss audience to know?
Not really. Like, honestly, like the biggest lesson I've given, and it's just mainly to my kids. I mean, everybody needs to learn it, but like everybody that should be at least my age should know this, but people are dumb, which is words can't hurt you. Like, you need to let shit just roll off your back. Which apparently is hard because Twitter. But like everybody gets so butthurt over everything right now. Like I had like the conversation with my kid because he was getting all upset, like because he was getting bullied, and I was asking like how he was getting bullied, and he's just like, well, he was cussing at me, and I was like, well, what was he saying? And he just wouldn't say it. I'm like, you're not gonna get in trouble. Just tell me what the hell he said. And he's just like, he called me a mother effer, and I was like, okay. Like, A, do you even know what that means? No. Okay. 2, how is that any different than like somebody calling you a stupid poopy head? Like, and which just makes him laugh because it's like the dumbest thing that you could say to somebody. But I'm like, it's words. Like, they can't hurt you. Like,
right.
No matter how much idiot people that, let's be honest, they're usually the ones that like to call themselves woke, like to say words are violence. They're not violence. Like, the only way words are violence is if it's an actual threat. Like, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
All right. That's a threat.
Yeah.
That actually is. And that's why there's definitions of that, which is like harassment and stuff like that. But just going around and calling somebody mother effer, It's not violence.
Yeah.
Get over it. Like, stop crying.
I mean,
like,
how often do I get into your car and just go, "You bastard." I or you son of a bitch. I think I do both of those quite often. I think most of the times when I get out of your car, I just go, "You bastard," and I leave. You son of a bitch, I'm in. Like, yeah. Okay.
like that's probably the biggest lesson I've had to teach my kids, and like probably also like my cousins and that. But once again, like I said, this is something like everybody should know, but apparently it's been lost on every generation since about 1972. So, but other than that, I don't really have much. I mean, other than that, I'm super proud that I taught my son how to tile. That's good.
Yeah, that's hey, good job.
Work skill.
Good job, Dad.
Yeah, go to trade school.
All right. Next question then.
Yeah.
What's a sin you wish you indulged in more? Of the
Lust.
Kate? You were quite quick on that one.
Yeah.
All right. What's never mind.
Spit it out.
I'm trying to see if did I miss one of the questions?
Oh, I'm sure you have. I need the Jeopardy sounder right now.
You know what? Since we're on the topic of your kiddos, growing up, did you have names picked out for your kids? And did they change? Like when you were growing up, like, I don't know if you were one of the people that was like, oh, when I have kids, I'll name them this. No. When I have a wedding, I'll, you know, I want this.
I'm a guy. We don't think about that type
of
stuff.
I'm not saying like you're picking out your colors and what kind of flowers you have.
I never even
on the
thought
table.
Of kids' names though. No.
I'm just saying more along the lines of like what kind of music do you want at your wedding? You know, that's. But
so besides planning the wedding, never gave marriage a second thought. Besides of like, yeah, I'd like to be married someday. Other than that, no other thought process ever went through my mind on marriage or kids. It was just the same thing. Like I knew the time frame I wanted kids.
Gotcha. Okay.
I never, that was never something that I figured I needed to plan super hard for. Like if it was going to happen, it was going to happen.
Right. Okay.
I know I'm a simple guy.
I was about to say, I mean,
simple answers.
I mean, I am also a simple guy, but I mean, I've thought of aspects of my wedding. Like I said, not like to the, you know, innate detail of what kind of flowers to put on the table or anything like that. But like where it's like, yeah, I would probably say like, I don't know, you know, I would like Queen music to at least be part of the list, you know what, my uncle, I'm trying to think, did he walk down the aisle to I Want to Live Forever by Queen, or was that one of their dances? I can't remember. I remember the song I Want to Live Forever by Queen was not perform, like Queen didn't show up to perform, but the song played at their wedding, and so it's just one of those things of like, I guess I'm also very weird. I mean, compared to you, I don't know, because you're also weird. But like I've also thought of different variations of like best man speeches to give. Speeches just in general.
That's because you like to be the center of attention.
Put the pointer finger down and raise that one. There we go. And then I've also thought of like wedding vows. But
No, if anything, like the only thought process I went through my head is I'd rather have it more traditional, and that's kind of more of what mine was.
right.
So just the traditional like wedding song to like walk down on, traditional vows.
Mm-hmm.
I never even thought of writing my own vows.
Gotcha. I've also for a long time I also had a kid name picked out. This one was a little bit weirder though. I remember going to like not necessarily GameStop, but it was like used video games, small business kind of thing. I don't even remember what the place was called. It fucking went out of business because the guy was a dick. But I remember getting a Pokemon game from there, and it still had a save file. And so the name on the save file was someone else's name, and I was like, I like that name. I'm going to have that as my kid. And then I met a bunch of people from high school with that name, and I was like, don't like that name anymore. Not going to name my kid. And then I came up with a new name, and you know the name that I want to name my son, at least.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It's James, or no, it's not James. It's Sebastian Buchanan, and then my last name.
Yeah, I knew it.
And as you bring up a great point, where you must really hate your kid that isn't even born yet, because that's a long fucking name to write on all of your legal documents. You're absolutely right. But I really like Buchanan as a middle name. It's very old timey, and also it's the name of James Buchanan Barnes, or Bucky Barnes, Captain America. I'm just saying. And then I've always liked the name Sebastian, but also Sebastian Stan plays Bucky. So
Yeah. Shocked.
So I guess if I have two kids, one will be named Sebastian, the other one middle name is going to be Buchanan, so I can call him Bucky. I mean, in all fairness, my littlest cousin that I'm best friends with, I call him my little Bucky all the time. I'm just like, my little Bucky. So cute. Anyway, we should wrap up unless you want to go into more questions.
I will tell you the only thing I did plan, and so I am curious more on this aspect.
Okay.
So the only thing I ever thought of or planned out more, like even younger, was the proposal. Because I always saw more as like the guy thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like I understand that majority it's mainly women who kind of think of that kind of stuff. But I started thinking about it just because when I get married, I want to be part of the decisions.
Yeah, I mean, I was too, but
Right. But like I want to not necessarily like how you kind of see in movies where it's just like, yeah, sure.
the guy's like, sure, honey, just pick what you want.
Yeah,
I'm
pick
going
what-
out to the bar with the boys.
Yep, exactly. Like I want to be there. I want to like I'm fucking be damn sure that there's not gonna be like any like strawberry like feeling glazed like I want to pick a good cake because that motherfucker. So okay, you know what? You're absolutely right. By the way, the proposal is absolutely right. It's also one of those things of like asking someone to dance. You always want to go big with it sometimes. But let me ask you this: what wedding traditions do you think are just should no longer be a thing? Because if I remember right, on your first wedding anniversary, you're supposed to take a piece of the cake that you saved from your wedding day and eat it.
I think so. Never did that. I never did that.
Let me ask you this. Did you walk through the threshold? Did you pick up and walk through?
No, I didn't. We didn't really go anywhere, though. That was my biggest disappointment. We had no honeymoon.
Gotcha.
Only advice for people that are getting married: go on a honeymoon. I'm gonna flat out tell you that wedding nobody cares about.
Yeah, you've been very adamant on past podcasts about that, but I'm trying to think. Do you think it's okay to rent a wedding dress
Yes.
instead of?
I don't understand the whole like needing to spend hundreds or thousands of dollars on a dress you're only going to wear once. And then it's like, I'll save it for my daughter. And then she grows up and she's like, that's ugly as shit because that's like 30 years old. The style is completely outdated, Mom. I don't want like fringes and lace and whatever all the way down my arms. Like styles change. Like,
Right.
It's an outdated practice that one needs to probably end. Just start freaking renting them, just like men do with tuxes.
What were your colors?
Blue?
Was it? Oh, sorry.
I know it's like a baby blue, but I don't know what the other one was. I think it might have been silver, to be honest.
It's not bad. That's not bad wedding colors. All right. Oh.
I had one demand for my wedding. And so there is a picture of me and my dad because my one demand is I have to be able to have a top hat. So there is a picture of me and my dad with a top hat on for my wedding picture.
Oh,
Flat
God.
out.
I remember you telling me about that. It makes me laugh every time because it's such a
Fucking
ridiculous.
Mr. Peanut.
It's such a ridiculous request that's the one thing. Like for me, I'm just like, oh, I want to pick the music and choose the cake. Like,
No, top hat.
yeah. Oh my God, top hat. Did you make like your best man and your groomsmen wear top hats too?
No.
So it's just you and your dad.
Yeah. So the only people that had top hats was me and my dad. I
I
didn't walk down the aisle with the top hat.
Right.
But yeah.
Oh my God, it's so stupid. Do you regret it?
No, not at all.
Wearing the top hat, I mean.
No, not at all.
Okay. I don't know why that makes me laugh.
So, especially since, honestly, for my wedding, that is like one of the few things like that I actually still cherish because obviously I'm still divorced and stuff like that. But that was like a moment like me and my dad got to spend together.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Also, what just made me laugh really hard was, did you ever watch Fairly Odd Parents?
Yeah.
And you know Doug Dimmadome, home of the Dimsdale Dimmadome, and he has that hat that just goes so off screen. That's why I picture your top hat. Was a Doug's Dale Dimmadome, home of the Dimsdale Dimmadome hat. It just like I would love to see a edited picture of you and your dad. He has a short top hat, and you would just have one that just goes
straight off the camera.
There was this group of some college people on their TikTok. They made a Doug Dimmadome hat, and they just kept extending it and extending it. The guy, like, one of the biggest problems was, of course, the weight and having it fold. I don't remember what the material was, but they literally had to have a guy, like, if he wanted to walk through, like, a door, like, one of the things they did was went into a gymnasium, like a basketball court, and saw it stood from court all the way up. But how he had to enter the thing was basically like arch his back and go in like this.
Like limbo style.
Like limbo style forward while someone else supported the end of the hat. But this thing got super tall. It could probably be taller of some of the like 2-story building or houses. Like it was taller than that. It was ridiculous. But yeah, I'm so glad you get that Doug Dimmadome reference.
Mm-hmm.
It's I weirdly quote Fairly Odd Parents quite a bit, like Chet You Betcha. I always say. So anyway, all right. Real quick. Let me check in with Brad. Do you have any questions for me?
Nah.
All right.
Dropping the ball again, I know.
Yeah, three times in a row. All right. So I need to come up with new questions, but luckily,
I was honestly expecting you just to have this be like, I have a bunch of questions for you, and then they were all just supernatural related.
I'm still vetting supernatural questions. That's actually what I was going to bring up. Was you've started me on supernatural. Both you and my sister-in-law love supernatural. I am currently on the 5th season and wrote a bunch of questions. Some of them got answered.
Yeah.
But I'm going to ask them anyways. Some of them are pretty ridiculous. So,
Like, what the hell's a Rougarou?
I don't know what a Rougarou is.
It's made up.
You're made
It's a
up.
made up word.
You're made up, man. Anyway.
Long pig.
By the way, you know what would be awesome? If we get someone to design a Pugs and Axe shirt. I would wear the shit out of a Pugs and Axe. Just a cute little pug holding an axe. I love it. I need someone to design it. Oh, I'm trying to think if my skills on the apps I use to design our shirts, if I could design a Pugs and Axe. I'll have to think about it, but I love the idea. All right. Anyway, Brad, plug our stuff.
I mean, listen to us anywhere you love to listen to your podcasts. We're iTunes, Spotify, YouTube. If you like our merch, click the link down below.
Cool. Go listen to our sister podcast, Dane and Friends. Dane has been killing it on that, interviewing some really cool people. Like he interviewed someone who plays on Twitch. He's interviewed a author or two, a guy who was on a radio show. He's been really killing it. So go listen to Dane and Friends, and also listen to us because he gets the more serious stuff. We are the comedy. I mean, he's very funny, but I mean, we
bring it out with him because his is more serious. So you want to hear Dane be funny? We got to get him back on here.
Yeah, we will. So anyway, you can stop the recording
With you doing that, yeah.
at any time.